Is the FlashForge's newly launched 3D printer the Creator 5 that includes their new 4-tool head system the best 3D printer value? That's what we're going to find out in this video. Hi, I'm Ken of Wrist Innovations, and welcome to today's video to take a peek under the hood of the newly launched FlashForge Creator 5 3D printer. I'll cover initial prints, features, unboxing, cost, and my final summary, so you can make an informed decision on if the Creator 5 is for you. I want to thank FlashForge for sending me the Creator 5 for my evaluation. Okay, let's get started. Let's first start with the most important part of evaluating a 3D printer, and that's the quality of the prints. I printed parts using PLA, PETG, TPU, and a TPU-PLA combined part, and I think you're going to be surprised at the results. I compared the print quality of the Creator 5 with my Bambu Lab A1 printers, because I consider the Bambu Lab printers to print the highest quality parts based on my experience. I realized that the A1 is not a multi-head tool changer printer, but my following results on quality of parts produced on both the A1 and the Creator 5 were impressive. It would be great in the future if Snapmaker would send me one of their U1 printers, because then I could make a direct comparison to the Creator 5. First, I printed a preload design of the Benchy in PLA. Because of the 4-tool head design, this was a 4-color print, and it took approximately 50 minutes. For the Creator 5, the Benchy turned out quite nice. Next, I printed this calibration test design by Gabox 3D on printables using PLA. For the Creator 5, the overhang test successfully printed all the way to 80 degrees, and overall it looked good. The various cylinder diameters measured 9.89 millimeters, 7.88 millimeters, 5.85 millimeters, and 3.75 millimeters versus design diameters of 10 millimeters, 8 millimeters, 6 millimeters, and 4 millimeters respectively. The various rectangle lengths measured 10 millimeters, 20.04 millimeters, and 29.84 millimeters for design lengths of 10 millimeters, 20 millimeters, and 30 millimeters respectively. Bridging overall looked good, however there were some stringers on the Creator 5 part. The calibration tests were similar between the Bambu Lab A1 and the Creator 5 printers. We interrupt this program with a special report. Ken wants to find a way to quickly produce a prototype of his desk organizer. He could design the prototype, but if he doesn't have a 3D printer, he could contact Justway, a company that he could send his design to and have them 3D print the parts for him. All he has to do is go on to Justway's website, upload his STL file, and they would make the parts and ship them right to his door. Then, after Ken receives his organizer prototype, he could easily see what further improvements he would need to make, and he would be so happy. If Ken needs other services in the future, such as CNC machining, sheet metal fabrication, and injection molding, Justway could help him with that as well. Now, back to your regularly scheduled program. Next, I printed a spiral vase design using PETG that was uploaded to printables by Max413049. However, the original design is by Big Bad Bison on Thingiverse.com. For the A1, I used basic PETG, and the vase turned out well. It did have some random defects, but overall it was a nice part. For the Creator 5, I used FlashForge's PETG, and I think it turned out beautiful. Both printers can handle PETG without any problem. Next, I decided to print a 4-color print in PLA of the Dilophosaurus design by the Dragon's Den on MakerWorld. The A1 took 21 hours and 37 minutes to print, and it created 301 grams of waste. The Creator 5 took 6 hours and 38 minutes to print, and it created 38 grams of waste, counting the purge tower. That means that the Creator 5 took 15 hours less than the A1, or a 70% time saving. Also, the Creator 5 created 263 less grams of filament waste than the A1, or 87% in reduced waste. Both printers produced a high-quality 4-color PLA print, but the Creator 5 is the clear winner for multicolor prints. I tried another 4-color print in PLA of the Caterpillar Flexi by Sugar Paws 3D on MakerWorld. This time I printed 11 of the caterpillars, and it took 12 hours to print on the Creator 5, and it generated less than 10 grams of waste filament. I decided not to bother printing the caterpillars on my Bambu Lab A1, but according to Bambu Lab's slicer, it would take 14 hours to print and generate 28 grams of waste filament. Now, let's try to print a part that uses TPU. I printed this truck tire out of TPU designed by Elmcom 193290 on printables. Since TPU can be stringy, I dried the spool of TPU in my Sunlu filament dryer at 55 degrees C for 6 hours. For both the A1 and the Creator 5, the TPU truck tires turned out great. I was quite surprised that there was literally no stringing on the Creator 5 part. Overall, they were of the same high quality. Here's a key advantage of the Creator 5 versus the Bambu Lab A1, because the Creator 5 is able to print TPU and PLA at the same time, but the A1 can't print TPU with their AMS Lite unit. I struggled to find a part that was a mixture of TPU and PLA because there aren't that many printers out there that can print TPU and PLA together. I found this TPU plus PLA doorstop design by SD3D on MakerWorld, so I tried to print that. I had to manually paint the design in FlashForge Studio so that the PLA was assigned to the internal structure and the TPU was assigned to the outer shell. The print took about 5 hours and 20 minutes to print, and although there was some stringing, overall I was really happy with the print because this was one of the first times that I was able to print TPU and PLA in the same part. So, to summarize the parts quality section of this video, based on my experience, the FlashForge Creator 5 produced similar high-quality printed parts that rival the quality of prints that I produced from my Bambu Lab A1 printer, but with less time and less waste produced. Now, let's cover the main features and the differences between the Creator 5 versus the Bambu Lab A1 combo. The Creator 5 has overall printer dimensions of 520 millimeters wide by 443 millimeters deep by 710 millimeters high, while the Bambu Lab A1 combo has overall dimensions of 680 millimeters wide by 410 millimeters deep by 620 millimeters high. The reason for the larger footprint of the A1 is due to the AMS Lite needing to be next to the A1, which takes up a lot of space on your workbench. There is an upgrade available to mount the AMS Lite to the top of the A1, but I'm focusing more on the out-of-the-box experience with both printers. The A1 weighs 8.3 kilograms and the AMS Lite weighs 1.6 kilograms for a total of 9.9 kilograms, while the Creator 5 weighs 14 kilograms. Both the A1 and Creator 5 have a print volume of 256 millimeters cubed. The A1 is a bed slinger, while the Creator 5 is a Core XY with an open design. The A1 has a maximum hot end temperature of 300 degrees C, while the Creator 5 has a maximum hot end temperature of 320 degrees C. The A1 has a maximum build plate temperature of 100 degrees C, while the Creator 5 has a maximum build plate temperature of 120 degrees C. The A1 has a maximum speed of 500 millimeters per second, while the Creator 5 has a maximum speed of 600 millimeters per second. And the A1 has a maximum acceleration of 10,000 millimeters per second squared. However, the Creator 5 has a maximum acceleration of 30,000 millimeters per second squared. Both printers offer nozzle swaps in 0.4 millimeter diameter nozzles as standard. However, Bambu Lab offers a 0.2 millimeters, a 0.6, and a 0.8 millimeter options, while FlashForge offers a 0.25 millimeter, a 0.6 millimeter, and a 0.8 millimeter nozzles. The biggest elephant in the room is the Creator 5 4-toolhead design that allows 4 independent tool heads to be loaded with 4 filaments at the same time. This allows substantial time reduction of only about 7 seconds between tool heads versus the A1 with the single tool head that can take approximately 2 minutes to change filaments. The Creator 5 also reduces the filament purge waste by over 80% versus the Bambu Lab A1. Regarding the filament cutter, the A1 has its normal automated filament cutter. However, the Creator 5 has a filament cutter, but you were part of the cutting process. When you want to unload a filament, you need to remove the tool head and press the filament cutter by hand to cut the filament. Also, the A1 flings out the filament waste away from the printer, but the Creator 5 just goes to the front of the printer and lets the filament waste flow into a large pile at the bottom of the printer. I know that FlashForge is trying to keep the cost down, But it would be nice on future upgrades if they could incorporate an automated filament cutter and filament waste solution. Also, for the A1 combo, the AMS Lite automatically loads the filament into the printer, while the Creator 5 requires you to manually load the filament into the tool heads. It would be nice to have some motors to assist in loading the filament. Both the A1 and the Creator 5 have multicolor filament multi-material capability. The A1 needs the AMS Lite, which offers 4 colors printing. However, you can connect up to 4 AMS units, which will allow up to 16 colors. The Creator 5 with the 4 toolhead design can print 4 colors. Another advantage of the Creator 5 is that you can print TPU and PLA on the same part using the 4 toolheads. The A1 recognizes the RFID tags in their filament spools that allow their printer to recognize the color and specific material of each spool. However, I don't believe this feature is on the Creator 5. The Bambu Lab AMS Lite cannot be used with TPU, but the Creator 5 can print TPU with the unique toolhead. They both come with double-sided textured PEI build plates. Bambu Lab offers their Bambu Studio slicer, while FlashForge offers their FlashForge slicer, and they both offer their versions of phone apps to control their printers remotely. Both printers offer flow calibration and filament tangle detection. They both can print wirelessly using their slicers. They both have auto bed leveling, Z-axis offset, power loss recovery, and an LED light. You can print the following filaments on both printers: PLA, PETG, TPU, PVA, PLA-CF, and PETG-CF. The A1 has a 3.5-inch color touchscreen, while the Creator 5 has a 4-inch touchscreen to interface with the printer. You can transfer files using a USB drive for the Creator 5 and a micro SD card for the A1. They both have built-in cameras. However, the A1 has a low frame rate camera, so live feed is a bit erratic to watch, while the Creator 5 has a higher frame rate camera that has a smoother operation. Now let's talk about unboxing and setup. It's very similar to unbox and set up both printers, but for this video I'm going to focus on the Creator 5 since it's brand new. Once you remove the Creator 5 from the box, it's just a matter of removing the various foam packaging from the printer. The first thing to do is to install the touchscreen by plugging it in and securing it with 2 screws. Next, install the 4 nozzle blockers on the right side of the printer. Next, install the 4 toolhead manifold to the outside right side of the printer and secure with 2 screws. Then, mount the 4 extruder/tool heads on the alignment pins on the inside right side of the printer. Make sure toolhead number 1 is mounted in number 1 position, etc. Next, connect the electricals cable to the extruder mount and secure it with 2 screws. Unlock the build plate by removing 3 screws. Remove the tape from the right side of the printer and install the 4 spool holders. Attach the power cord and plug in the printer and turn it on. Follow the screen prompts by choosing the language and follow the instructions to connect to your Wi-Fi. The printer will perform a self-inspection and then input shaping and auto bed leveling. You will need to remove the PEI build plate to expose the alignment feature that is embedded into the bed. The 4 toolhead alignment process will take approximately 25 minutes, but once I did it one time, I haven't had to do it again since. Manually load some filament into the Creator 5. Squeeze the toolhead filament cutter to allow the filament to be locked into the toolhead. I also uploaded FlashForge's latest slicer software on my computer. Finally, I was ready to print my first print. Now let's compare the cost of the Bambu A1 combo and the FlashForge Creator 5. At the making of this video, June of 2026, the Creator 5 is on sale for $699, normally $799. The Creator 5 Pro, which has an enclosed version of the Creator 5, is on sale for $849, normally $949. As a comparison, the Bambu Lab A1 combo with the AMS Lite is on sale for $399, normally $559. So obviously the Creator 5 is more expensive than the A1, but if you are planning to print a lot of multicolor prints, I think the Creator 5 is the way to go. Now let's go to my final summary. Overall, I'm impressed with the quality of the prints I made on both the FlashForge Creator 5 and the Bambu Lab A1 printers. For a variety of materials such as PLA, TPU, and PETG, I consider the print quality to be comparable in quality. I'm especially impressed that I can print TPU and PLA in the same part from the Creator 5, but that's not possible with the Bambu Lab A1. The biggest elephant in the room is that the 4-toolhead design of the Creator 5 can print multicolor prints in a fraction of the time of the A1 or any other single nozzle 3D printer, and it reduces filament waste to practically nothing. The Creator 5 has an overall smaller footprint than the A1 due to its 4-toolhead design that eliminates the need for a separate filament management module, while the A1 requires the AMS Lite in order to produce multicolor prints. Both printers offer flow calibration and filament tangle detection. They both have auto bed leveling, Z-axis offset, power loss recovery, and an LED light. You can print the following filaments on both printers: PLA, PETG, TPU, PVA, PLA-CF, and PETG-CF. They both have built-in cameras. However, the A1 has a low frame rate camera, so live feed is a bit erratic to watch, while the Creator 5 has a higher frame rate camera that has a smoother operation. Regarding the Creator 5, for future improvements, I would like to see the following: automated filament loading and unloading, automated filament cutter, filament waste containment. The Creator 5 currently costs $699, which is $300 more than the A1 combo printer. But if you're going to be printing a lot of multicolored prints, then I think the Creator 5 is the better choice. Although we don't know what the reliability will be of the Creator 5, the key features of the Creator 5 make it a very attractive alternative to the Bambu Lab A1 combo printer. What do you think? Which of these printers would you buy between the Creator 5 and the Bambu Lab A1 combo? Let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to see my new video titled New Anycubic Cobra X versus Bambu Lab A1, which is better, that link is here. If you'd like to see my video titled FlashForge AD5X printer, better value than Bambu Lab P1S, that link is here. Thanks for watching. Bye.